Anthony Guglielmi, Chief Communications Officer, Chicago Police Department.
Shortly before 1:30 p.m., in the 2300 block of Kenner, we had an individual fire multiple shots inside of a vehicle that contained 3 occupants.
I'm in charge of overall internal and external communication with CPD, and one of the most important things we can do is find innovative and creative ways to engage with the community that we serve. Every single day, hundreds of Chicago police officers do heroic things, and it's our job to promote the positive stories of the police department and really share with Chicago what the men and women of this department do every day to make their communities safer.
Sergeant Bob Kane. I'm a sergeant assigned to the News Affairs unit, currently Graphic Arts unit.
Hey, it's Sergeant Bob Kane with News Affairs. We're out and about. I'm in the 8th District, responding to a person with a knife.
I was brought here about 3 years ago to improve the social media efforts of the police department, to have community members interact more with police officers through means of social media, to break down barriers and to build trust.
I'm here with
Lawrence
and Vermeil.
and we're in the 5th District. We're out and about.
I think social media over the last 7 years has revolutionized the way we communicate, not only from a police agency to a community, but with each other. And we're going to challenge ourselves each and every day to take advantage of creative platforms, whether it be live use of video, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Every tool that we can leverage to better communicate with the people we serve, I'm going to make sure that myself and my team try to capitalize on that.
We want to increase public participation, we want to rebuild the trust, and we want to have community members kind of like approach officers as if they were humanizing the badge efforts. So with that being said, it was developed an out and about series. And what that basically did was it allowed for me to go out in the public, approach unsuspecting citizens with just a little camera, and do Facebook Live.
Hi, Sergeant Kane. We're in the 9th District. We're out and about in a strip mall, and we just want approaching random citizens, seeing what their thoughts are on the police and the interaction with the community. What's your name, sir?
Charles Miller.
Nice to meet you, Charles. So, how has your interaction with the police been so far? Pretty good? Pretty bad? What can we do better?
On the whole, it's been pretty good. Most of the police I've met have been friendly. They've been doing their best to keep the community safe and basically looking out for everybody.
This is groundbreaking because no one's ever done it before. It's unedited, unscripted. There's no pulling the plug. If someone swears on camera or if someone becomes hostile towards me, it's all on camera, it's all recording. So what we found is other agencies have not done that and started to do it following us on Facebook and Twitter. I believe New York now does something similar, but theirs is with a foot officer and they walk through the community and the interactions. So our out and about, just from a little as driving in a police car with the sirens on, going to a call.
Hey, it's Sergeant Bob Kane. Mike Carroll. We're still in 25. Just want to update. We're listening to the radio.
People see this, and we've actually received tweets like, oh, I feel like I'm in that movie Bad Boys, or I feel like I'm in Cops, and I feel like I'm in this driver's seat with you. So with stuff like that, driving in the car, lights and sirens, we're not just doing the lights and sirens, we're actually in the field going to a call, a domestic, person stabbed, whatever it may be, whatever that came out on the radio as an assignment we went to. So groundbreaking, definitely. It is unheard of having us unscripted, unedited, and all live, and responding to people's comments as we're responding to emergency incidents.
It's not a bona fide incident, however, it was a domestic-related incident between 2 males. The parties have been separated and peace has been restored. Great job to the officers in the 8th District. I'm Sergeant Bob Kane, Chicago Bob, and I'll see you in a district near you.
My name is Michael S. Magno. I'm a sergeant with the Chicago Police Department. I'm currently assigned to the Office of Crime Control Strategies, the CompStat unit.
But at the end of the day, when you make that decision to pick up that gun and fire it, a job doesn't matter. You know right from wrong. When you make that decision to pick up that gun, I don't care what you're wrapped in, you deserve to go to prison for. I agree with that.
My role within the Chicago Police Department is implementation with different crime control strategies, which its end result effect should be reduction of crime and disorder problems within the community. Within the social media implementation within the Chicago Police Department, such as the Out and About series, it's allowed citizens normally not interacting with a bridge with the community to help interact, exchange information, identify current crime trends, patterns, and as well as identify different problematic areas within their respective communities. And this has allowed, this social media outreach has allowed the expectation also with Facebook and Twitter. The department now has become humanizing, where now it attaches a face with the badge. So it allows individuals within communities from the far south side to the far north side to interact with police officers who they normally wouldn't have direct interaction with.
Nicole Trainer. I'm a police officer and I am detailed to the Office of News Affairs.
Hey, it's Sergeant Bob Kane and
Officer Nicole Trainer.
Chicago Bob and Nicole. We're at the Dunkin' Donuts in Rogers Park. One of our followers said we need to see more photos of donut shops.
Cops and donut shops.
Cops and donut shops. Actually, there's an event coming up next week, isn't it? Have a coffee with a cop?
Coffee with a cop on Friday.
We were tasked with the goal of increasing our social media presence about a year and a half ago. And since then, our numbers have really greatly increased. Our Facebook likes and our Twitter followers have just kind of exploded. And that's all because we're doing some groundbreaking stuff. We're going out and about. We're real-time writing on in-service jobs, and people are interested in what the police do in their community.
I think in this era where trust is fractured between police and the communities, social media and communicating what officers are doing and how they're helping the city is vitally important. The only way we're going to restore the relationship between Chicago and the police department is to better communicate. People deserve to know what's happening in their community when it comes to violence, and they deserve to know how dedicated and committed the men and women of the Chicago Police Department are to achieve that.
We're not an opposite entity of this community in which we serve. We're part and parcel of these communities in which we serve. And allowing the social media, doing Facebook Live, has allowed that interaction which never before has been done within the Chicago Police Department.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bob Kane.
And I'm Officer Nicole Trainer.
And we're here with two loyal followers. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Tibet Ross.
And I am Jasmine, her daughter.
So we started this Facebook interaction being out and about, and she was one of the first people that said she'd love to meet us. Well, she got her wish true, and for Bill Foster, you wanted to see some donuts. Here's some donuts. So, Mrs. Ross, tell me how long have you lived in the community?
For 20 years now.
20 years.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't know, we're at the intersection of Montrose and Clark, and we're live. And she's been in this community for 20 years. You've seen a lot of changes over time.
Yes, I have.
So how is the neighborhood changed? Is it good for the better, for the worse?
At first when I came here, it was for the worse. And then it started, you get a lot of business coming in, a lot of restaurants coming up, and we had some police here and there. But instead of having the police come when there's shootings or whatever, they should come and interact with the neighborhood. Like walk the beach, we can get to know them on first base name instead of saying, oh, here come a cop and run or whatever. And the kids couldn't get to interact with them. They used to back in the day have officer friendly, but there's no more officer friendly.
Well, you have two officer friendlies right here.
Yes,
to get friendlier than this.
They don't get as friendly as this, especially the donuts. We always say cops eating donuts.
We have to try one then.
Please
have one. Having a donut with Mrs. Ross, talking about problems that plague your community. Couldn't get any better than this.
These efforts help break down those barriers. And if I'm more approachable, an overweight police officer eating donuts in a community with members of the community discussing their concerns and joking around with them and having a good time and wanting to get them to know them on a personal level, that these efforts will see that, hey, we're people too, we're not just police, and that you can approach us, you can report your crime, you can bring your stuff to us. We have to get away from that us against them, and we have to show them that we are them, we are the community. We police their community, we work in their community anywhere from 8 to 12 hours at a time. We spend more time in someone's community than we spend at our own homes. So yes, I do believe that these efforts, out and about, unscripted, in your face, I honestly believe that these are helping the department repair its image, build trust, and allowing them to report more crime and suspicious activity where they live.
Let's work together as a community and solve the issues that plague each individual neighborhood.
And we can do it.
How about you, ma'am? Is there anything?
I feel the same way. We need you guys.
They keep up the good work. 'Cause I don't see nothing bad that you all doing at all. Sometimes we have to also understand this. These police officers, they are human. They have families. You think when they get out those cars, they are not scared? They're scared just like us.
Well, overall, compared to last year, there's currently a 12% reduction in the shooting incidents this year. Also, there's been approximately a 9% reduction in the total amount of crime victims of shootings within the city of Chicago as of this time compared to last year. The tip line has actually allowed individuals who normally in the past would have some sort of skepticism or at best be indifferent with getting involved with the Chicago Police Department. It's allowed them to anonymously put through information that, as I said, would help with the current ongoing investigation or at times even prevent certain crimes from occurring, just based on them identifying certain things within their neighborhood that to them, the residents within these specific neighborhoods, might seem a little bit askew, that might require just a little bit more attention from members of the Chicago Police Department.
In addition to the followers that we get on our social media networks, we've gotten such an interest in the Chicago Police Department that we've leveraged this to create a mobile-based crime intelligence reporting platform. So now, in addition to our social network, individuals can report crime anonymously through mobile apps and devices because of the large interest we're getting in social media. So I think the benefits that we're seeing are not only helpful for promoting the good work that officers do, but we're also leveraging them to get information about where crime is happening.
We get lots of feedback about, oh, this is so great, or why don't you do this, or how can I have a tip, who can I submit it to? All of these things get funneled into news affairs and also our Facebook and Twitter pages, and we respond personally, and we might give you some advice. We might tell you how you can go about, getting an order of protection, or that you should go file a police report. These are all kind of a way to give you, our follower, a little extra help if you need it.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bob Kane, News Affairs, Chicago Bob, as some people say. We're here in Rogers Park with John Warner, who actually is in charge of a positive loitering event here at the intersection of Farwell and what's the other? Greenview. Go ahead, John. Tell me why this is important to the community members and why you do what you do.
This is important to the community members because it's a way of keeping the gangbangers and drug dealers off the street and out of the area.
Every out and about, it's not just engaging the community, it's not just interacting with them and seeing what they want to hear. It's also the public safety message and informing all the viewers, the 6 million reach that we hit, the 250,000 reach that we hit. It's if you see something, say something.
I'm here with officers on deployment at Wrigley Field. It's the top of the 7th, Cubs are winning, and all I wanted to say is it's very crowded today, and if you see something,
say something.
We'll see you in a district near you. Go Cubs.
The bigger events, albeit that they are very important and do deserve its due attention, the Out and About series, as I said earlier, allowed for the average quote-unquote citizen to speak and interact directly. But however, moving forward, yes, the social media aspect of the Chicago Police Department is definitely going to play an integral part as far as providing the public with information such as ongoing events, whether it be traffic disruptions that might be anticipated in the neighborhood, as well as potential crimes, such as potential things in which they should look out for, and maybe brought to the attention to law enforcement that are servicing these areas.
Tell me about these signs that I'm holding up. We call 911. Basically, in fact, we call the police. Do you walk with these signs, or do you place them on people's residence? What do you do with these?
We do walk with the signs. We do hand them out along the way as we do walk. I'm also beat facilitator for 2431, which this is my beat. but the Rogers Park Positive Loitering Group does go to other areas as well. But we do hand these out and remind people that if they see a problem in the area, to call 911 and don't hesitate. Simply, it goes back to, if you see something, say something.
Report the crime. Let's make Chicago a safer place to live. It's our community. It's where we work, it's where we play, and it's where people come to visit us. We want people to feel safe in their homes, and we want people to feel safe in their city. So the police can't do it alone. We are repairing an image that has been tarnished, and with the community interaction and with the community support and with these out and abouts, I think we're being successful.
It's equally important to communicate internally as it is to communicate externally. The men and women of the Chicago Police Department also need to hear and see some of the great work that their colleagues are doing. It also serves as a mentoring and a validation tool for the officers to see a lot of the positive things that are taking place throughout the city.
When someone recognizes you for doing a good job, it naturally improves your attitude. And so when somebody has a good arrest and I say, hey, can I take your picture? Can I interview you? Can I put this on Facebook and Twitter? Their initial reaction is to say no. But they always come around and they say, if it will help our department, then yes, then you can do it. And I think that, you know, getting positive attention from the department, but as well as their friends, their family, their neighbors, they're going to feel good about themselves, and it inadvertently improves officer morale.
They love that the good that they do on a daily basis is getting out there to the public through social media. And having a 6 million reach is insane for them to get their efforts out. If a weapon is recovered off a bad guy, that goes on our social media. That shows the community that, hey, there was a gun 2 blocks away from me, or this gun was recovered. This is never before showing guns, showing crime scenes. And we're not showing evidentiary value on a crime scene, but we are showing the location where the crime occurred. We are telling the people that the streets are closed, and we are informing them what's going on.
We're on the scene of a police-involved shooting. We have a weapon recovered. Officers are in good condition. We have an offender in custody. We're at 1000 block of Cicero, at Cicero and Augusta. Like I said, a weapon has been recovered. It was an armed robbery. Police were called to the scene. They, as they approached, they unviewed the robbery. Everyone is safe and scene is secure, and we're at Augusta and Cicero. Again, weapon is recovered and offender is in custody. Officers are good. Thank you and good night.
This is groundbreaking. This is transparency at its finest. This is showing the community unedited, unfiltered, just in your face. This is what we do as the police. We are here to protect you. Work with us and solve these crimes. It is overwhelmingly the support of local police, suburban police. Just overwhelmingly, it has been positive, their interactions with the community since this Out and About series.
One of the things we noticed since taking on this endeavor are the number of overwhelming positive comments by members of the public. Every time we post videos about police officers, we're really frankly surprised by the community's reaction and the support that we get. And I think those types of things are important for officers to hear, because oftentimes you can focus on the negative, but in reality there are thousands of people out there that really appreciate the work that these officers are doing, and I think it's also our job to help share that.
Other thing that I would want to add is that social media is just, it's groundbreaking within the Chicago Police Department, but it has definitely had a positive effect in regards to addressing the chronic crime within the city of Chicago.
As we continue to grow and expand our use of social media, we're going to constantly challenge ourselves to be more creative, and we're going to constantly challenge ourselves to really get out there and promote what officers are doing each and every day. So I encourage individuals to keep following us, and I'm very proud of the work that this team has done and the creativity that's gone behind some of the efforts that they've created.
I would say follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
I'm Sergeant Bob Kane with News Affairs.
Kevin Quaid, News Affairs. We'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Look for us coming to a district near you.